my name is Amber and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to do the Back to BookNetFest tag. This tag perfectly sums up everything I wanted to say about my trip to BookNetFest. So let's just jump right in. Well, this tag was created by Nanjari, who I met at BookNetFest, and she was so lovely, and I will definitely be linking her video in the description bar down below. Question number 1. Describe your experience at BookNetFest. One is totally easy, spectacular, mind-blowing, phenomenal. Any of those 3 words could describe my experience at BookNetFest. Question 2, what was your favorite session and why? I loved every panel I went to. I think my answer for this one has to be the small community panel. It was really nice to see creators outside of the ones that were on all the other panels I went to. And some of these creators I had never heard of, and they were fresh faces. And it was really nice to be able to see other small creators talking about what it was like to be a small creator. Number 3 is, what is one way that attending BookNetFest has contributed to the growth of your Booktube experience? And I have 2 answers for this. I think that 1, it has definitely given me more motivation because I did go to the small community panel and I did go to the Growing Your Channel workshop, and I feel more motivated to grow my channel. And 2, I don't feel as alone. I did meet other small creators, and I didn't feel like a disconnect anymore because I did end up meeting people face to face, and it was a lovely experience, and I met so many wonderful people as a result. Number 4 is, what was the most enjoyable non-bookish activity you participated in while at BookNetFest? And I would have to go with a 2-way tie again. Partner Jensen, Alicia, and I went over to Alexandra's room and we played Gloom, where we basically murdered families, and we played Mysterium, where we basically tried to solve a murder, and it was a really nice activity. It was a really nice time playing board games and basically just kind of getting to know people, and it was just really fun, and I felt not as alone because it was the first night. The answer is, on the second day, we went back to the Tea Hags for lunch, and we basically, everybody made sandwiches or had pasta, and we basically made fun of Clorox ad, and we made fun of Murdoch Mysteries, and it was just a wonderful time, and the Tea Hags are amazing. I really loved meeting Rebecca and Sarah. Definitely leads into question number 5, which is, shout out a couple of creators you were glad to meet at BookNetFest. I ended up tweeting a bunch of people who I loved meeting out on my way to the airport and while I was hanging out at the airport. So definitely check my Twitter if I don't mention somebody. But I definitely loved meeting the Tea Hags, like I said. I met Shelby, who I talked to fairly regularly, and it was really nice to meet her in person. I met Tati, who I also talked to fairly regularly, and it was lovely to meet her in person. And I got to meet Sarah Jane from the Book Life, and we talked bad Dragon Age decisions, and I got to see Allie again, which was nice. And I met James, who literally came up to me and he said, "Is Amber right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you like hugs?" And I was like, "Yes." And I was like, and I came to know that that is literally his personality in a nutshell. And it was just, I had so much fun, and I just met so many amazing people, and it was just a wonderful time. Next is, if you plan to come back next year, what is one thing you would like to see different at BookNetFest? Well, I definitely already got my ticket for 2019, so I'm definitely coming back next year. But one thing I would like to see differently is, I ended up struggling a lot between panels both days. I ended up wanting to go between a fun panel and a really thinking panel, so I would really like to see 2 thinking panels going against each other, or 2 fun panels going against each other, instead of a thinking one versus a fun one, because sometimes I was in the thinking ones, but I wanted to kind of, I felt like I was only picking thinking ones, or I was only picking, I felt like I picked a bunch of thinking ones, and then I picked a couple of fun ones, and I was feeling like I wasn't picking enough of either or, so it would be really nice to kind of have 2 thinking panels at the same time and 2 fun panels at the same time, instead of like a fun one and a thinking one kind of at the same time. And then I wouldn't feel so bad not going to the thinking panel while going to the fun panel that I'm kind of really excited for. If that makes any bit of sense. Question is, what is something coming up on your platform that you want other BookNetFest attendees to support? And I don't really have an answer for this. I mean, I guess the answer is me. I don't have any like big things in the works behind the scenes, so I guess the answer is me. That was the Back from BookNetFest tag. Thank you all so much for watching and have a nice day!